السلام الوطني لدولة الكويت يرجى الوقوف في حالة القدرة. السلام الوطني لجمهورية اليمن يرجى الوقوف في حالة القدرة.
Hello soccer fans and welcome back to Havana Resort here in Salalah, Oman, where we're all but set to get day 2 of the inaugural Gulf Cup underway. Day 1 got off to a blistering start with 8 goals scored across 3 matches, not including Kuwait's default victory of course. Our first game of the day sees us look to Group B, where Kuwait and Yemen will be facing off as they battle for a coveted spot in the semi-final, and that battle intensifies right here, right now today. Yemen, who yesterday sported a red kit, are now showing off their second strip in all white. And their opponents, Kuwait, playing in the all blue. Yemen will be hoping for a much more productive afternoon than they enjoyed yesterday, as they were put to the sword by the United Arab Emirates in a 3-0 drubbing. Yemen, who have featured on the international soccer stage before, were caught cold by the UAE. Newcomers to the soccer scene in providing something of a surprise package. Kuwait, on the other hand, enjoyed a much easier day's work. They were handed a 5-0 win after Saudi Arabia failed to show up for their scheduled opener. That result shot them straight to the top of Group B with 3 points on the board early doors and a very healthy goal difference to boot, as the captains just line up for photos here ahead of kick-off. We now, of course, do have confirmation that Saudi Arabia are completely out of the tournament, meaning the rest of the sides will also benefit from the same free hit. What does that mean for both sides here today? Well, the United Arab Emirates now moving on to 6 points, of course, which puts the pressure very much on Yemen and Kuwait. If Kuwait were to do the business today, they would guarantee themselves a spot in the semi-finals alongside the United Arab Emirates. However, if Yemen find form and claim victory, that would mean Kuwait have it all to do in their final game against the United Arab Emirates tomorrow evening. Very much a crunch tie. This is the definition of a 6-pointer for these two sides. The weather here in Salalah is a respectable 28 degrees, although thanks to that Middle Eastern humidity, it would feel a whole lot hotter than that for the players out on the pitch today. It looks as if it's going to be Kuwait who will get us underway. Of course, they got that 5-0 victory by default yesterday, but this will be their first kick of the ball in the Gulf Cup. Just waiting on the referee's whistle now and we'll be underway. A look across the players on the bench for Yemen. Of course, we do have rolling substitutions in soccer. The only stipulation is that they must cross at the halfway line. They can't just jump in and defend, and we are off. Kuwait. First few touches of the ball, and as I say, the first chance for us to see them, which is a bizarre circumstance considering they're already 3 points to the good and 5 points to the good as well. But a couple of neat early touches. Of course, Kuwait did make it to the World Cup in Essen last year, but they had a tough time of it to say the least. They finished rock bottom of a group consisting of Latvia, France and China, losing all 3 matches on a goal difference of -25. As Yemen just knock it around and look to settle on the ball. Out to the right hand side with Al-Akbari. Enjoying some early possession here, Yemen. They've got a bank of blue in front of them. Just looking for that first opening. Played all the way back to Al-Mari in the Yemen goal. Takes a slightly loose touch, but does manage to recover. Of course, he was a hero yesterday. Despite conceding 3 goals, he pulled off some heroic saves. He was a man incensed as he looked to keep the scoreline down to a minimum. Long ball clipped forward. As we've seen so often in this tournament so far, they've not paid off. Kuwait's keeper just collects that gratefully and rolls it out. A towering figure in goal for Kuwait as they cross the halfway line. Play inside. Neat touch. Here could be a chance. Shot comes in. And another save from Al-Mari. Picking off where he finished yesterday with another fine stop. Kuwait with the first warning shot. Ball's rolled into that striker. He pins his man well. Swivels and unleashes a fierce drive that Al-Mari does well to parry. Kuwait have the corner. Played across the box and it somehow manages to evade everyone. And that will be a kick in for Yemen on this near side. Taken quickly. Switch back over to Al-Makila, the number 9. Looks to shoot. Not sure whether that was a shot or a cross, but either way it didn't find its intended target. And it sails high into those stands. Not too many fans in attendance yet, but as we saw yesterday, the crowd grew over time. And by that final match, of course, when Oman played, this purpose-built arena was completely padded out as, again, another neat touch from Kuwait centre-forward. Something of a hold-up man, which is rare to see in soccer. But he's done a fine job so far in these opening 2 minutes or so. As I say, Kuwait's record in Germany last year wasn't a favourable one, but as a lot of teams in this competition have, they made some great strides over the last year, and the quality we're seeing in this Gulf Cup is testament to how much the region has progressed in the world of soccer as a cross comes across the face of box. Cleared away by Yemen. Redfani attempts to keep it in on that far side, but he couldn't just pluck it out the air before it crossed that touchline. It will be a kick in to Kuwait. Another misty day here in Salalah. Still though, the temperature is 26 degrees as a shot's fired in from Kuwait's number 15. Deflected behind, and it will be a corner for Kuwait, who are starting to turn the screw a little bit here on Yemen. As I said in the build-up, this would be huge if they could secure a victory here. Having been given that 3 points yesterday, a win would see them guaranteed a spot in the semi-finals and, of course, a place in the World Cup come November. But they won't get there with shots like that as one just sails over the bar and Yemen have a chance to break. Again, they're met by a bank of blue shirts, and the pass attempting to break them down just goes awry. And Kuwait's keeper will trudge over and collect that for a goal kick. As I say, a huge figure in that goal for Kuwait. He'll be a hard man to beat this afternoon. Kuwait managed just 1 goal in the World Cup in Germany last year as the ball's clipped forward. A neat touch around the corner with the chest, cut back, chance for a shot. But Yemen just managed to get bodies in the way. Another really nice take there from the number 15. This time he just flicks it on first time using his chest. Creative way to find his fellow forward. And Kuwait will have a kick in, and not before the laces are tied on the boots of the Yemen midfielder. And now here's a chance for Yemen to break if they work it well. They've got a 3-on-2, cut inside, men over left and right. Can the shot come in? The shot does come in. It was Radfani with the effort, high and wide. As I say, had options left and right, but he opted to go alone. Perhaps he'll be ruining that decision now, as a chance goes begging. 8 goals scored so far in this Gulf Cup. Plenty more, I'm sure, will come today. Saw 2 3-0 victories yesterday and a 1-1 draw. And of course, Kuwait were handed a 5-0 by default as another pass goes astray for Yemen as they attempt to break forward. Chipped into the centre. Again, the number 15 for Kuwait just trying to use his body to ease the defender out the way, but this time Yemen stands strong. Bobbled back to the goalkeeper, who takes a makeshift touch before enjoying a little bit of possession at his feet to shut off a little bit of skill, savouring his touches on the ball. Chipped forward into the channel, but Yemen are there to intercept, but not before Kuwait still back possession. Plenty of players for company. Looks down the touchline, but that's well cut out by the number 7 Al Qadir doing his defensive work. Kuwait though with the kick in. Look how that ball's just bobbling off the turf as the number 15 tries a bit of trickery. Chance to shoot, but smothered quickly by the Yemen defence. You have to say the number 15 for Kuwait up top, the big man. He looks dangerous, doesn't he? He's good with his feet as well. Neat outside of the boot pass into that left channel. That's cracking vision there. But the ball just evaded his teammate. And Yemen will have a chance to play, and it's Al Qadir who picks it up. Looks inside. Not a huge amount going on in front of him, but plenty of players showing for feet in their own half. Chip down the touchline, that's a neat ball and a good touch by Al Qadir. Nudges it down the touchline, what can he do? Cuts inside onto his left foot, chance to shoot. Well, he did all the hard work there. Showed an excellent bit of skill to drop the shoulder and breeze past his man. But with the goal at his mercy, could only drag it wide for a Kuwait goal kick. Another neat touch from that towering number 15, and that's a clever ball as well. Slightly loose touch. And Al-Mari was shown slightly too much of that and raced out to boot clear. Another kick in here for Kuwait in a very good position, just about level with Yemen's penalty area. Rolled back and into the feet of that number 15 who again pins his man. Neat bit of footwork, chance to shoot, bounces off a Yemen foot. Another chance and Al-Mari's there to produce the save. First real clear-cut opening of the match that, as the ball ricocheted back to number 15, who just about managed to poke one towards goal, but Al-Mari stood strong, stood firm as he has done so often for Yemen in his opening match or so. And Yemen lived to fight another day. Long ball, diagonal over into the corner. That's a neat find and a good touch to match. Can the ball come in here? It can, but it's directed at that near post. And Kuwait's keeper gratefully collects and volleys one down the field. Challenges go in. Yemen come out the 50-50 with the ball. Chopped inside. Few bobbles. Possession goes loose, but it's collected again by Yemen, directed all the way back to that man Al-Mari. Kuwait have been awarded a free kick here. Yemen putting 2 men in the wall as Al-Mari just organised his defence the general in that goal for Yemen. Just tells them where he wants them. Rolled back, shot comes in, and that's another excellent save from Al-Mari. He flung himself in the path of that one. Quick reaction save, a cleverly worked set piece there from Kuwait. And they'll have themselves a corner. But they so almost had themselves an opener. Just a clever little reverse pass and a snapshot from the number 7 with his instep, but Al-Mari was equal. Flashed across the face of goal and cut out by Yemen before Kuwait could steal in at the back post. Ball recycled now though, and Kuwait do well to keep it under their spell. 10 minutes gone in this one, still 0-0. On balance, you would say Kuwait have had the better of the opening exchanges as they charge down the touchline. That's an excellent run, but equally good defending to just ease his opposite number out the way. Nice feet there from Al-Qadir as he tricks his way down the touchline. Somehow manages to fall over but still retain possession and win himself a kick in for his good work. That's a heavy pass over to his teammate, but a neat bit of control on the chest to shave Al-Qadir's blushes. But eventually Kuwait do turn over possession. And look to go central for that big number 15. Again, he pins his man and rolls him. Opens up his body, chance to shoot, plays it to the back post. The 1-2 comes in. Excellent defending there from Yemen. Another brutal move from Kuwait. That number 15, the anchor of everything they're doing so far. Pinned his man, shaped to shoot, played a clever ball to the back post. And just as it was diverted across the face of goal and we thought we were going to see the opener, a Yemen toe denied Kuwait. Who, it must be said, are looking a far cry from the side that were battered in Essen last year. You can tell they've been doing some work to refresh their setup as we just get another look at this chance. A clever ball over to that back post, reversed around the corner, but it's the number 7 Al-Qadir that stretches out a left boot to steal that one away from a Kuwait toe. Yemen, of course, weren't present in Essen last year, but bordering Oman, they'll very much want to be part of their neighbours' festivities rather than peering over the garden fence wantingly. They will not want to miss 2 World Cups in a row as that long raking pass just evades Kuwait's number 11 on this left-hand side. We were treated some drone footage of the purpose-built stadium earlier on, and you can see the stunning surroundings that border us here in Salalah, of course, at the Havana Resort. Good steal there from Kuwait, and that number 15 drives forward again, but this time he's just shrugged off the ball, and Yemen have their chance to break, just surging over the halfway line. Loose touch, chance to shoot, pulled and almost pokes in at the back post. It was Al-Qadir that did so well to open up his body after an initially baggy touch. And it was more of a shot than a pass, but it almost found his teammate at the back post, and Yemen could have nicked one against the run of play there, but that's a smart ball over to this left-hand side. A willing runner, Kuwait's number 11. Manages to bring the ball down to earth after about 3 or 4 touches, but he's well shepherded by El Makala. Nevertheless, Kuwait do retain possession and have a chance to launch their own attack as the shot comes in. Al-Mari's down again. Another fierce drive towards his near post, but he had that covered ever so well. He's not a big figure, Anas Al-Mari, in that Yemen goal, but he certainly puts himself around. Kuwait corner to come. Played back to number 15. He tries to swivel and shoot, but he got the angle all wrong. We've seen the ball just skip up off the turf here so far. And it did then as he pulled the trigger and could only divert it over those stands and clear of the palm trees. Flick round the corner, that's a clever touch. Getting Yemen. Just work the chance. Shot comes in. Oh, that was close. Whistles past Kuwait's post. In fact, the keeper must have stuck out a hand and got a glove to that one because Yemen will have a corner And after a cagey opening, the shots are starting to fly in, but that's the last thing they wanted. Corner kick, booted straight out of possession. And that'll do little to please Yemen's coach. As Kuwait work down the touchline, and again Almari is forced to parry. This time it was more of a cross than a shot, but still it would have found its way into Yemen's goal had Almari not been there to push it away with both hands. Kuwait very direct. Whenever they get that ball, they're looking to drive down the touchline or feed it into the feet of that number 15, and they've got themselves a corner here. They allow it to run for 15, who again shows some neat footwork. And that is a slide, and that's going to be a Kuwait free kick as the referee just issues the first telling off of the game. And Kuwait ready a couple of those roll-on, roll-off subs. Free kick in a very dangerous position here. Perhaps a chance for Kuwait's forward to rattle one towards Almari's goal. But we've seen some very inventive set-piece routines in this Gulf Cup so far. The United Arab Emirates in particular with a couple of really smart moves yesterday. And this one's played to Kuwait's number 15, who drills one towards the bottom corner. A deflection. Just took it onto the post. And that was a heart and mouth moment there for Yemen. Kuwait still retain possession. Back into the feet of their forward. He rolls his man well. Just drags that shot. Couldn't get it out of his studs. Ended up toe poking it towards Almari's goal. Didn't really get the purchase he'd have wanted. And Yemen can break, having just survived that scare moments earlier. Radfani does well to twist and turn. And then Al Najjar attempts the spectacular. A back heel down the line, but gets it all wrong. And Kuwait have a chance to hit that pressure release button and reset with this kick in. Just a reminder, we've got plenty more football coming up for you on match day 2. Following this one, Egypt take on Qatar before hosts Oman face Iraq. As that loose pass just rolls out for a Yemen goal kick. 17.5 minutes played here, approaching half-time, still 0-0, but not for the want of trying from both sides. Plenty of shots coming in. Still yet to find the back of the net though. Just revisiting that fixture list for day 2. Of course, Saudi Arabia were meant to be playing the United Arab Emirates later on today, but they've completely withdrawn from the competition, meaning the United Arab Emirates will follow up from their 3-0 win yesterday with another 3 points. The default 5-0 victory will also do wonders for their goal difference, which could be key in these final stages. It's worked down the line by Yemen. The ball flashed across the pace of the penalty area, but just can't quite get there, and Kuwait have a chance to break. Charging down the touchline now. Skips past his man, heavy touch, and Almari's there. Does ever so well, Almari. Just fakes to hoof it clear, but lets it roll between his legs harmlessly for a goal kick. And the keeper takes his chance to just have a word with his defenders. They have been exposed, Yemen, in this first half. Kuwait's big central striker at the heart of everything they've been doing well. Finding him really tough to handle, Yemen. As again we see another pass go astray. Can Kuwait find a way through before the break? 1 minute to go till half time here in Salalah in our first game of match day 2. Kuwait will know the opportunity this one presents. As I say, if they manage to get a win here, they'll be through to the semi-finals and secure themselves a spot at that World Cup as the cross comes in, and again Almari parries. Kuwait can look to rebuild here though. Played right back down into that corner. Shot comes in. It was a flashed effort that rose over Al-Mari's crossbar. He's protesting, but the officials have judged that it took a nick on the way through, and Kuwait will have themselves another corner. Just seconds to go until the interval, and Kuwait are really starting to turn the screw here. 1-2. Chance to cross, does cross, but Yemen get a foot in there again. Some last-ditch defending on show from them. And that will be the halfway point. 0-0 here at the break, but plenty to stew over for both sides. Kuwait in their first appearance at this Gulf Cup showing that they're more than capable. And Yemen have been given a tough time in this first half. Still, they've had flashes of their own, but their coach will be looking to get them in and get them G'd up for this second half. All the action to come. Stay with us. We'll be back very shortly. Well, the players have emerged for this second half. Kuwait in all blue will be shooting from left to right, and Yemen in that all-white strip, their second strip, will be shooting from right to left, of course. Kuwait will undoubtedly be the happier team at the interval. Show some really promising stuff in that first half and had Yemen under the cosh several times. But yet the scoreline remains 0-0 as we're just seconds away now from second half action. And it will be Yemen to kick us off in game 1 of match day 2 of this Gulf Cup here in Salalah, Oman. Well, the half-time break gave us a chance to look back at some of those festivities yesterday, and while the first day of the Gulf Cup had almost everything, goals, soccer penalties, both missed and converted, and even a no-show from Saudi Arabia. Welcome to the crazy world that is soccer as we get underway for this second half, and instantly Kuwait snatched possession from Yemen just on the edge of their own penalty area. But Yemen managed to scramble clear and earn themselves a kick-in. They almost hit the self-destruct button there, Yemen, just seconds into this second half, as Al-Mari clips a ball right through the centre, touch just evades his teammate, and Kuwait can get the ball back under control and knock it out to this right-hand side. Loose touch spins up in the air, but falls back down to the turf. As they take a chance to enjoy some early touches in this second half. Plenty of players there on the bench for Kuwait, eager to get on and join the fray. As Yemen chip one down the line, but that will be ushered out by the Kuwait defender, but deflection takes it into the path of the Yemen forward. Slide tackle there. The referees don't seem to agree, and Yemen still have possession, but a slip allows Kuwait to steal in. It was Dawood, the number 10 there, that was advancing forward, and now it's Kuwait's turn to apply some pressure. Al-Mari slides in and denies them at the back post. Just played that pass ever so slightly ahead of his teammate, the 15. Did everything right up until that point. Stole the ball and strode forward. But as has been the case, just couldn't find that killer final pass as it flashes one into the side netting. Again, that number 15 doing ever so well to pin his man, the big forward for Kuwait. Just putting that big arm across his opponent, turning ever so well and blasting one into the side of Al-Mari's goal. Back into the feet of Kuwait's forward. This time Yemen do well to steal in, and that's a good 50-50 challenge, but the officials say he was slightly high, just on the ankle of the Kuwait midfielder. And despite Yemen's protests, Kuwait will have themselves a free kick just past the halfway line. 2 minutes into this second half, and things look to have picked off where they left off before the break. Kuwait applying pressure and finding plenty of joy, just slicing through the heart of that Yemen defence. Again, their striker asks for the ball into his feet, but they opt to work it round to this left-hand side. Neat exchange of passes as Kuwait find these little pockets, and that's a neat touch and turn. The shot comes in. Al-Mari there again. Well, I think Kuwait forward just dragged that. He did ever so well to beat his man, fly down the touchline and get the shot off as Yemen have a chance of their own. It's diverted behind for a corner. End-to-end stuff here in the second half. Can they fashion themselves an opportunity from this? Not with a delivery like that, they can't. Just laced past everyone in the penalty area and straight out for a Kuwait kick-in. Driving through the heart of the pitch, and it all opens up from here. Just evades attack when he's pushed ever so slightly wide. Comes back and fills that big 15, tries to get a shot off. But he had a Yemen defender right in his face to contest with. And they'll have to settle for a kick in Kuwait. Clever pass over to this left-hand side. Slightly loose touch, followed by a failed bit of skill, allows Yemen to steal back possession and earn themselves a kick in of their own. Well, a point here would do more for Kuwait than it would for Yemen. Of course, Kuwait already with 3 on the board. Yemen will, of course, get their own 5-0 win and 3 points due to Saudi Arabia's omission, as Kuwait have a chance to shoot, rolled across the penalty area and flashed over the bar from near point-blank range, puts his hand on his head there. He knows that was a chance. He knows that could have been 1-0. But still Yemen survive. Clipped forward by Al-Mari. But there was little Radfani could do to keep that one in play. Rolled into the feet of their big target man, who this time can't get it under his spell. And Yemen will drive forward, but carried straight into touch. And Kuwait can place their hands on the ball and go again. Neat 1-2, just doesn't connect. But again, Yemen spurn the chance to maintain possession, and it's been all Kuwait here at the start of this second half. Driven rather rashly by the number 14, just sliced that one out of play. Not sure whether he was attempting a shot or a cross, but either way it didn't find its man, and Yemen have a chance to shoot. Blocked by their own man. And then played straight out for a Kuwait goal kick. It was a fierce drive. But as Yemen's forward looked to cut across and go for the pass, he inadvertently diverted that one away from Kuwait's goal. As more substitutions are made in this 26-degree heat, as I say, these teams will be no stranger to the Middle Eastern heat, but certainly doesn't make it any more comfortable for them to play in, especially with the end-to-end nature that is soccer. As heads go up, and Yemen are awarded the free kick. Good show of sportsmanship there as the players just shake hands and acknowledge the challenge. Yemen have the ball back in play now, and Al-Qadir is forced back towards his own goal, but stays composed. Only for their move to break down in its initial stages again. Just another look at that strike. It was Dawood who blocked his own teammate's effort as he attempted to make a run across the face of goal. Just reading from different pages there, Yemen, but now they have a chance. Man over at the back post. Just couldn't find him. Lost his footing at the crucial moment. And we've seen plenty of slips and trips so far in this tournament. Of course, in these misty conditions, that turf does pick up a little bit of dew. Some signs of life for Yemen, but here come Kuwait. Shot comes in. Al-Mari pokes a toe out. It's still there. Scurried away by Yemen. And a 2-on-2 situation. What can they do with this? Reinforcements at the back post. Cross comes in. Kuwait header goes up, but it's still not clear. To the byline. Good feet work there. Flashed across the face of goal. The header comes in. A hand raised by way of apology. And a chance spurned from Yemen. But it was excellent footwork there from Radfani on this near-hand side to cast a spell on the defender and manage to dig out a cross. Only for Dawood to head out of play. But Yemen will have themselves a corner now as we approach the half-hour mark. Just another look at that dazzling bit of footwork there from Radfani. 2 dragbacks. And then that header as the ball's fired in. Poked towards the Kuwait goal, but it's a comfortable enough save for their tall figure of a keeper who almost fills the entirety of that goal. As Dawood makes way, Yemen come forward. They've got an overload on this left-hand side, but it's cut out by Kuwait. And all of a sudden there's an increased intensity to that game, and that's going to be a free kick. No doubt about that one. He knew he was beaten there, Al-Qadir. And he just chopped down his opponent as he skipped past him. A hand raised to the officials in acknowledgement. We're yet to see a card in this tournament. But that's possibly the only tackle that may have warranted one so far. The Gulf Cup has been played in good spirits to this point. Now Kuwait can look to build something. Rolled out to this right-hand side, plenty of space. Worked back into the middle, shot comes in, Almari parries. A real rangy strike there from Kuwait. A speculative effort. A good distance from goal, but it was a true strike. And it was too hot to handle for Anis Almari, who continues to be the main man for Yemen. As I say, conceded 3 yesterday, but probably doesn't do his performance justice. He was heroic at times in that Yemen goal. As still the wait goes on for the opener. Just another look there at that strike. Straight down the throat of Almari, but had some power on it. As Radfani looks to be feeling the full effect of that challenge. Kuwait certainly have some tall and robust figures in their side. And this number 8 is one of them. That's excellent footwork there. Play to the back post. Just got the touch all wrong. But again, another sign of that quality that Kuwait possess going forward. 15, the key man for them in this match. Something of a hold-up man, but my God, can he play with the ball at his feet as well. Completely bamboozled the Yemen defence with that simple roll, all in one movement. And Radfani strides forward now for Yemen. His own neat bit of footwork, but this pass is cut out. And then cannoned off his shins for a Kuwait kick in. Al-Hamzi just readies himself as both teams prepare to make substitutions ahead of this final 8 minutes or so. Heads go up, and Kuwait just about managed to push it away, but Yemen still come. Chopped inside by Radfani. Good interception, and Kuwait managed to smuggle it away and drive forward themselves. Played over towards that back post, but the pass was just wrong. The idea was there, and it's end-to-end stuff. Yemen with a chance to shoot. They do shoot, and there's the goal. There's the opener. Completely against the run of play. Kuwait just parted ways. And Yemen have their first goal of the tournament. And it's scored by that man, the number 2, Alec Bari. A fierce drive. Nothing Kuwait's keeper could do to keep it out. Just see a replay of it there. An excellent strike. He caught hold of that all right. And Yemen have their first goal of the tournament and are heading towards their first points of the tournament. This could spell huge news for Yemen in their attempts to make it to the World Cup. They were on the wrong end of a 3-0 scoreline yesterday, beaten in every department by the United Arab Emirates. As the ball's flashed across the face of goal. Excellent defending there from Yemen. Diving header diverted away. As I said in the build-up to this one, a Kuwait win would have seen them progress through to the semi-finals and find themselves in the World Cup come November. But Yemen have other ideas. Akbari had other ideas. And his excellent strike is the difference between these two sides so far as it's played down the touchline. Yemen want more, but a loose touch from Al-Makalar just sees that one run away from him. Kuwait have 6 minutes to find themselves an equaliser. And they won't find one like that as a pass goes straight out into touch. You have to say Kuwait have been the better side for large parts of this game, and they've got an opportunity to find 11 and now, but Al-Mari again, this time saves low. He's so quick off his line, Al-Mari. Sniffs out the danger. But Kuwait come again. Works over to this left-hand side. Mocha standing him up. Over towards that back post. Chance to shoot. Just can't get the ball out of his feet. And it's another opportunity spurned for Kuwait. Never really got hold of that one. And again, a slicing effort. Drifts wide of Al-Mari's post. And that's certainly a slide tackle there. Just another look at that one. Just forced himself wider than he would have liked, the Kuwait winger. As all of a sudden there's a little bit of bite to this game. Yemen are scrapping to keep hold of that 1-goal lead. As I say, it'd be huge for them to register their first 3 points on the board and really open up this group. Shot comes in from Kuwait, driven low past the post. Al-Mari was there, I think he had it covered, but it was a fizzing drive from the set piece as Yemen looked to go long. Headed away from Kuwait. A little bit of adrenaline now in this Yemen side as they hash the ball clear, but they've earned themselves a free kick that will allow them to waste some precious seconds as we have just 4 minutes remaining. This result would see Yemen move on to 3 points, with another 3 to come, due to Saudi Arabia's forfeit, as they look to strike straight into the shins of that two-man wall. Al-Mari has the ball back at his feet, just gestures for his side to settle down as he clips on towards the touchline. Kuwait head goes up, but Yemen managed to maintain possession through Al-Makalar. And as I say that, commentator's curse, it's played straight out for a Kuwait kick-in. What can they find in these last few minutes? Rolled into the number 15, swivels well while Mari's there to save the low strike. It's that textbook move that we've seen from Kuwait's forward all game long, and all of a sudden Yemen look to turn defence into attack with Radfani skipping past his man. He goes down under the challenge, and the referee's not happy with that one. He did get some of the ball, Kuwait's number 20, but he also got plenty of Radfani as he looked to jink his way clear, and he's clearly feeling the effects of that tackle. Pulls himself to his feet. And Yemen have a chance to extend their lead to 2. Al-Makalar standing over the ball. So we just get a look at the crowd that have enjoyed a fiercely fought contest in this opening game of match day 2. What can Yemen produce here? They would love to extend their lead at this point in the match and kill this one off. Cleverly worked set piece, rolled back, shot comes in. High and wide from Al-Attas. The intent was there, but the execution was just missing. As tackles fly in, a loose touch there from Kuwait allows Yemen to steal in, but their blushes are spared by a free kick decision. Little under 2 minutes left of this one, and Kuwait need to find something as we just get another look at that wayward strike. Played down the touchline. Good interception there. Dogged work from Yemen as they hack the ball clear. And earn themselves a free kick. Al-Qadir places the ball on the turf. He'll be in no hurry to get this one back into play. Booted forward. Deep into Kuwait's box, and the chance is there. Excellent defending from Kuwait. It was Route 1 football, and it fell to Al Makilar in Kuwait's penalty area. As he looked to get the shot off, he was just put under pressure and could only turn it wide. This game certainly sums up the end-to-end nature of soccer. Kuwait looked the far more comfortable side for a lot of this contest, but Yemen have spun it on their heads. As again, head goes up, out for a Kuwait kick-in. They've just got seconds left here. They need to find something if they're to salvage anything from this one. Yemen, chance to add a second, strides through on goal. Can only poke it at the keeper, but maybe it's still there for them. Yes, no! Excellent goalkeeping to deny Yemen at point blank range, and now a chance at the other end. Al-Mari again with the heroics for Yemen, and this is the definition of end to end, as again Yemen break, poke towards goal, but Kuwait just managed to smother it. Released quickly up the field. Nice around the world there. Can a shot come in? Yes it can, but look at Yemen there, bodies on the line, flooding back. Frantic moments of soccer there as both sides charge end to end. Defence and attack cleared by Yemen. They've almost done their job. They just have to see these final few seconds out. Kuwait's kick in. You sense this is probably going to be their last chance to make something happen. It's Al Makilar with that chance just a moment ago. And there it is, the full-time whistle. Yemen sink to their knees. They know how big that one is. A result that gives them a lifeline in this Gulf Cup. A huge performance. They showed spirit. Kuwait were the better sides for a large part of the contest, but they hang on in there. They've got themselves a 1-0 win, and they've given themselves a chance heading into match day 3. A fine display to open up proceedings on match day 2, but stay right with us because we've got plenty more action for you coming up. Next up, we've got Egypt versus Qatar. That one kicks off at 7:30 p.m. before hosts Oman take on Iraq. We'll be bringing you all the action live from Salalah very shortly.
مرحبا متابعينا الكرام، نعود إليكم بعد انتهاء مباراة الشقيقين اليمن والكويت. فوز مستحق كوتش داود.
الحمد لله على كل حال. الحمد لله كانت مباراة جيدة واستحقينا الفوز، واللاعبين كانوا قد المسؤولية، التزموا بالتعليمات ونظموا انفسهم ولعبوا بشكل يعني اكبر من جيد، يعني ممتاز جدا. يعني
حظوظكم اذا مربوطة مع مباراة المنتخب الكويتي والاماراتي في المباراة القادمة.
والله العظيم احنا ننتظر المباراة وهذا، ويكفي احنا يعني يكفي احنا ان احنا قدمنا في البطولة هذه لمسة، هذا يكفي احنا، لان احنا فريق شاب، انت زي ما تشوف يعني فريق صغير عاده يعني يبغى احتكاكات ومشاركات وهذا، وما استعدادهم غير شيء بسيط، وكلهم ولعلمك هم اكثر اللاعبين جاي من العمل للمباراة، اكثرهم بيشتغلوا يعني في عندهم اعمال، وجزاهم الله خير ما قصروا اللاعبين ما شاء الله عليهم.
بالتوفيق كابتن داود، مباراة كانت جميلة جدا.
حبيبي الله يحفظك ومشكورين على هذا اللقاء.
جاهزين؟ كابتن عبد الله تعال محمد، خذ كابتن اعطيني كيو. معنا الكابتن غني عن التعريف عبد الله الشيخان. كابتن عبد الله، اولا ظهوركم الاول شرفتونا اليوم. ما اعرف مجريات المباراه، الشوط الاول كنتم ماسكين اللعب، لكن ماذا حدث؟
والله شوف، هي كرة القدم إذا ما تسجل يسجل عليك، وهذا اللي صار. المنافس الخصم اليمني كان مو سهل، مسكر ملعب زين. الحارس المرمى توفق توفيق كبير اليوم، نجم المباراة، فبالتالي إذا ما تسجل يسجل عليك. مبروك لليمن، وبإذن الله المباراة الجاية نعوضها.
زين كابتن عبد الله، انتم في المباراه القادمه راح تلاقوا المنتخب الاماراتي. منتخب الامارات ومنتخب العراق تحديدا، هذول المنتخبات يمارسوا سوكا اساسا سياسات كره القدم عندهم. ما اعرف عندكم في الكويت وصلتوا ل يعني انكم تشكلوا بطوله لسوكا الى ما اخره ولا لسه؟
لا، كبطولة منظمة نفس سوكا ما عندنا بالكويت، ولكن لعبة السداسيات موجودة بالكويت.
سياسات موجوده، ولكن ما مش تحت تنظيم ظل
لا، مش تحت تنظيم. وكرة القدم سداسيات خماسيات 11 ب 11، إذا تلعب كويس بتكسب.
زين ان شاء الله نشوفكم مع مباراه الامارات ان شاء الله بالشكل الجميل اللي ظهرتوا فيه اليوم، فالكم التوفيق ان شاء الله.
ان شاء الله يا حبيبي، شكرا شكرا لك يا حبيبي، شكرا يا حبيبي.
ناخذ لقاء اخر. عن مرمى في كثير من الفرص حقيقه. كابتن ناصر، مبروك لكم الفوز.
الله يبارك فيك، الحمد لله، اللهم لك الحمد. طبعا هذا كله بفضل الله ثم فضل اللاعبين. ابعدنا جهد وقدموا الشباب ما شاء الله كل ما لديهم. احنا اليوم دخلنا مباراه رجوليه، يعني مو مباراه اخريه، اخر مباراه في العمر يعني نجيبها، يعني نجيبها ما شاء الله. والشباب ما قصروا، قعدوا قد المسؤوليه وجابوها ما شاء الله عليهم.
موفقين اخي ناصر، وان شاء الله تتاهلوا او نشوفكم ان شاء الله في بطولات قادمه.
امين يا رب، ان شاء الله نضمن التاهيل باذن الله، وان شاء الله في مزيد من البطولات القادمه.
موفقين كابتن ناصر.
امين ان شاء الله، حياك.
شكرا لك.
ما قصرت. حياك.
نشارك فيها، بس قدمنا اداء ممتاز جيد جدا ان شاء الله. معنا المباراه الجايه وان شاء الله نتفوق
باذن الله. عبد الرحمن، شاركتوا محمد يعني عبد الرحمن، شاركتوا سابقا في مسابقات؟
شاركنا في بطوله الجاليات هنا بس.
شاركتوا هنا في بطوله جاليات، اذا اكتسبتوا خبره.
ايوه، وصلنا للنهايه وخسرنا.
مع من كان؟
مع مصر. ايوه.
موفقين كابتن محمد.
الله يوفقك. امين. العب.
أهلا وسهلا بكم. هنا من هذا الملعب ستنطلق غدا بطولة سوكا لسداسية كرة القدم لدول الخليج العربية. هذه البطولة تقام لأول مرة بشكل رسمي في الشرق الأوسط. إن شاء الله بعد شوية أنا شايف في بعض المنتخبات جاية الملعب تؤدي حصص تدريبية، بنعمل لقاءات بإذن الله تعالى. تابعونا. بعد انتهائهم من الحصة التدريبية لهذا اليوم استعدادا للبطولة اللي راح تبدأ بكرة، استضيف معي الكابتن ناظم شاكر. طيب كابتن، يعني في كثير جدا من الشارع الرياضي في الدول العربية، يمكن المتابع العادي لكرة القدم يعتقد بأن بطولة سوكا عادية وما فيها دوري وكأنها لغير المحترفين أو الهواة، مع أنه أعتقد عندكم دوري أنتم في العراق.
بالعكس، يعني المحدث ما في المحدث، يعني بصراحة احنا كنا أكثر من 20 فريق دوري نخوة، وما فيهم المتحدث هو بطل كأس ودوري نادي الجيش. احنا بالعكس عندنا أكثر من 20 فريق، ونعمل الدوري والكاس على حسب الوصول، وكان الاتحاد فعال والحمد لله والشكر. والدليل احنا استقطبنا لاعبين من الدوري،
وهيعرف ان شاء الله نظهر بشكل كويس يليق بالبطوله ويليق باسم منتخب مصر.
طيب كابتن محمد، في بطولات السداسيات هذه اللي هي ملاعب الترتان، ملاعب الترتان اول ما دخلت هذه الثقافه عندنا في الدول العربيه، الملاعب كان فيها مستويات فتصير في اصابات كثيره الى ما. هل هذا عامل الارض اللي شفته اليوم ارض الملعب تتساوى مع اللي كنتوا تلعبوا فيها في مصر والملاعب الاخرى؟
والله ده هي بالنسبه للارضيه بالذات، الشغل اللي معمول شغل تقريبا 90% من اللي احنا بنلعب عليه، يعني الناس عامله مجهود كبير.
ومن
السلام الوطني لدولة قطر، يرجى الوقوف في حالة القدرة. السلام الوطني لجمهورية مصر، يرجى الوقوف في حالة القدرة.
Hello and welcome back to day 2 and game 2 of the inaugural Gulf Cup right here in the picturesque setting that is the Havana Resort in Salalah, Oman. We return to Group A for our second offering after Yemen and Kuwait did the honours of getting us back underway in this landmark tournament. Yemen put on a spirited display to grind out a 1-0 victory over Kuwait. A fine second half strike was the only difference between the two teams in what was a well-fought game of soccer. Yemen's players sunk to their knees after the final whistle, just showing just how much this competition means to nations in the Gulf. Kicking off shortly as Egypt versus Qatar, with both sides looking to register their first win of the competition. Qatar played out a cagey 1-1 draw with Iraq yesterday, weathering an early storm before tucking away the first soccer penalty of the tournament to ensure it finished honours even. Egypt, however, will be looking to show that Sunday was just a blip. They were outclassed by the hosts Oman in the final encounter of day 1, who it must be said looked very slick in front of a bumper crowd, as the captains just do the obligatory exchanging of crests. Hope is not lost for Egypt. With Oman the only side in Group A to manage a win on the opening day, the table is still very much open for those hoping to reach the semi-finals and, of course, the prize of World Cup qualification. The time has just gone 7:30 here in Oman, and the temperature has dropped slightly to 26 degrees, but it's still as humid as ever here in Salalah. The national anthems are done, the warm-ups are done, and we're just moments away from kick-off as the final pictures are taken ahead of this one. Oman are playing in a slightly different strip to yesterday, in a white jersey with those burgundy shorts and burgundy socks. Egypt have swapped from the white shirt and sky blue shorts they wore in their encounter with Oman to a very neat looking red and black striped shirt. They'll be hoping that new kit spells new fortunes for them. Final huddles between the players now. Final instruction and words of encouragement ahead of this crunch tie in Group A. A reminder of the standings. Oman obviously top the group, having won their first game 3-0. Iraq are placed in second, joint with Qatar, a point apiece after their 1-1 draw. And rock bottom are Egypt. But they'll be hoping to change that come the final whistle, as Qatar will get us underway for the second game of match day 2. Referee just checking his watch. And we are off. Qatar shooting from left to right as they look to fashion an early chance. Ball to the back post, cut out well by Egypt, who, as I say, will be looking to put to bed a dismal showing on day 1 for them, as they exchange passes at the back and look to advance into Qatari territory. Ball over on that right hand side. Neat touch there from Al-Adawi, but Qatar do well to collect. Stroking it around their own territory. Players popping in and out of pockets. As the burst down the left hand side, the cross comes in. And it forces the Egyptian goalkeeper Rizk to spring down and make a smart stop at his near post. And Qatar have the corner. Played all the way back to their goalkeeper, Rashid. In fact, it was cut out by a defender before it could make it, and that's a neat pass from Saket over to the left-hand side. Picks the ball back up. Chance to run at Egypt, but a clever tackle stops him in his tracks. Ball brought under his spell by Kia, who cuts inside. Slightly heavy pass, but manages to get it under control, but that one will run out of play, and Rashid can place the ball down on the turf and switch it over to Khalil in that right back position. Not an awful lot going on ahead of him, so he opts to come back towards his goalkeeper and shift play over towards this left hand side. Again, another good position picked up by Saket, but once again Egypt's wall of red cut it out. But here could be an opening for Qatar. Slip through the middle and once again intercepted. Neither team quite getting their passes right in this opening couple of minutes or so, as Akia just looks to slow things down. Spread over into the centre of the park. What can Al-Adawi do? Looks to find an eye of the needle pass, but that's read well by the Qataris, who have a chance to break and a chance to get their first shot off, but quickly blocked. No matter those, they'll pick up possession again from Kahil. Back with the ball at his feet, tries to chip one home into that corner, and that's a fine ball and a neat touch as well. And it forced Ricks into a save. And then the follow-up is cannoned over the crossbar and into the netting behind the goal. Good start here from the Qataris. An early showing of intent. Of course, both sides were present in Essen last year at the World Cup, though they enjoyed very differing fortunes as there's a foul committed on the halfway line, much to the disgust of the Egyptian player. And the referee's just saying, yes, I've given it. There's no need for the protests. Played into the feet of the Egyptian forward, a nice cushion touch back, but again the Qataris read it and they'll look to break. Quick ball up the field. They could fashion a chance of their own here. Shot comes off over the bar. It was Saket with a left-footed effort. Wrapped his boot around it, but just couldn't keep it down. As I was saying, both sides were in the World Cup in Essen last year. Qatar finished rock bottom of Group H, which consisted of Argentina, England and the USA. They endured 3 losses from 3 games, including an 18-0 hammering at the hands of England. One to forget for them, but they'll undoubtedly want to make it to the upcoming World Cup in Oman and show a little bit more of what they're about As a 50-50 challenge goes in, Qatar emerge with the ball and forward just looks to pin and roll his man, but the touch lets him down. And Egypt managed to scurry it out of play for their own kick in. Camped deep in their own half for Egypt, and they're just looking for that out ball. And the Qataris could have a chance to shoot here. Shot comes in. Excellent save from Rizk. It was a fierce drive, smashed straight down his throat. Didn't have a lot of time to react to it. But my, did he react. Flinging himself in front of the ball to keep the scoreline level. And that's another save from Rizk. Straight from the kick in, Saket tries a bending left-footed effort. We're just seeing again Al Sayad's fierce drive, but Rizk was equal to it. First real opening of this one then, 5 minutes in. Qatar have the corner. Ball just about manages to squirm through to Khalil, who lifts one over towards the back post and the header goes up. Rizk lost sight of it. And the Qatari forward nodded it towards goal, bounced off the crossbar. But thankfully for Egypt and that man Rizk, Qatar just couldn't convert. Just another look at that one, floated towards the back post. Keeper went up for it, but it's a fair challenge in the air. And off the crossbar, a lick of paint away from taking the lead here, Qatar. In our second game of matchday 2. Collected by Al Sayad. Who can he find? Comes out to the left-hand side. Egypt just deploying that low block, but conceding a lot of ground. And another chance for Qatar. Drags blocked. And finally, hashed away. Composed stuff from Egypt there at the back. But Qatar once again can't turn over possession. Making strides across the halfway line, shot comes in. Well, it would have had to have been some strike from that distance to make its way past Rizk in the Egyptian goal. But Khalil tried his luck. And that's a cheeky little nutmeg in the centre of the park, and a neat ball as well. Flicked off a Qatari toe. Well, in fact, the referee says no, it didn't. Much to Akia's disgust. And Qatar will have the kick in. As I was saying, the cheekiest of nutmegs there from Egypt in the middle of the pitch. Shot comes in, blocked. This time it's Abdul Hamid who put himself in front of another drive. As we've said previously, soccer in the Middle East has come a long way in a year or so, and this Gulf Cup is just testament to the quality of the sides in the Middle East now as Egypt pick up possession. Chance here to score. Good save. Rashid gets down low. It almost slipped between his legs, but he produces a fine, fine save to deny Al-Adawi as Qatar's defence just opened up. Found himself in oceans of space, yet he couldn't convert. And Egypt will be hoping they don't rue that chance. Just another look. Inches away from going through the legs of Rashid, but he did ever so well to spread himself and make himself big. But here Egypt come again. Tackle comes in from Qatar, and Egypt have earned themselves a free kick. This time the Qataris take their turn to do some complaining to the officials, but their process fall on deaf ears. Al-Din looks to line up the strike, instead rolls it over to his teammate, and that's a fierce drive. And Rashid had to be alert there. Wasn't far off the halfway line, but didn't stop him from having a rattle. A fairly comfortable save from Rashid, but He had to be switched on as the ball's just overrun and out for a Qatar goal kick. Well, the sun may have set here in Salalah, but we've still got more to come. Later on, the remaining two sides in Group A, the hosts Oman will take on Iraq, who drew 1-1 with the Qataris yesterday. A tightly fought contest that saw Qatar convert the first soccer penalty of the tournament. If you haven't ever seen a soccer penalty before, I'd recommend checking one out because they are seriously fun. One-on-one opportunity and a time constraint. Striker against the keeper, game of nerves. As Qatar have themselves a corner. 10 minutes gone, still 0-0. As the ball's played to the edge of the box, Qatari player lets it run through his leg, the strike comes in. Just rolls past the post of Ritz's goal. Danger signs again there for Egypt. The Qatari man found himself in worlds of space on the edge of their penalty area. And coach Mohamed Suleiman won't be happy about that, as Egypt looked to play it down the touchline. Bit scrappy, but they managed to maintain possession until Qatar nick in and steal the ball back. Loose touch finds its way to the feet of the Qatari defender. Swiveled and looked to steer it across goal, but Egypt are alert to the danger, and Qatar have won themselves a free kick. Good shooting position here for Qatar. 4 players circling around the ball, all of whom no doubt will want a chance to strike one towards Ritz's net. Just 1 goal scored in the first fixture of the day. As I say, Yemen scrapping their way to what could prove a vital win for them in Group B, as the free kick is played short and Egypt are alert to the danger and boot it all the way through to Rashid, who quickly bowls one out to Al Sayad. He shapes the shoot. Instead goes round his man, and now he does let off the shot. Just a little bit too much backlift on that one. But neat footwork from Al Sayad. Just dropped his shoulder. Solved the Egyptian defender a dummy, but he couldn't apply the finish. Egypt's number 9, Abdullah, does well to maintain possession and then exchange a neat little 1-2. We've got a Qatari player down on the deck, claiming an elbow. As we'll see a substitution made here. The Egyptian player going off, clutching an ice pack. Looks to have maintained a knock. Egypt lift one forward. Head goes up, but Rashid stands tall. Stretches both arms ahead of the Egyptian forward to punch it away. Good goalkeeping there from Rashid. Qatar work it out to this left-hand side. Neat ball round the corner. Here could be a chance. Rolls into the path of the number 20, who just can't quite get out of his feet. And the Egyptian defender does well to salvage a kick in. Just got that first touch all wrong, the Qatari striker. Got it caught under his studs. And an opportunity spurned to take the lead. Of course, Egypt still looking for their first goal of this competition. There have been 9 scored so far in total, none of them by the Egyptians, but that could change here. Neat turn, but just loses his footing. Allows the Qatari defender to steal possession away and spin it down the touchline and out for Egyptian kick-in. Placed down on the turf, but Shahin, shot comes in. And that's comfortably wide of Rashid's post. Good sign of intent though there from Egypt, just speeding the game up. Trying to work an opening, trying to get shots off. As Qatar come forward, they'll have a shot of their own. Good save by Ritz. Again, another well-struck drive straight down his throat. Just got his body behind it. And that'll be an Egyptian corner, as Kabil Abdullah has a strike of his own. You just see in these games of soccer how quickly defence can turn into attack. End-to-end contests, as we saw with Yemen and Kuwait earlier on today. And now there's a chance for Qatar to break. Egypt stands strong once more. Excellent defending there from Akia. If he'd have lost out in that challenge, they'd have been in worlds of danger. But now they've got a chance to launch an attack through Shaheen. Spreads it out to this left-hand side. Back to goal. Still manages to maintain possession and come all the way back to Akia, who's deep inside Egypt's half. 15 minutes played, still 0-0, still waiting for the opener. And that was a neat ball there, but again Rashid's alert to the danger, and his defender does well to cushion it back to him before Rashid's throw goes from keeper to keeper all the way through to Rizk. Nice threaded pass into the feet of the Egyptian forward. A neat little 1-2. Couple of 1-2s. Shot comes in. That would have been an excellent goal if they could have applied the finish. A succession of 1-2s in a row before Al Nagar let off a left-footed strike that just spun away from Rashid's goal. We have seen the ball bubble up a fair amount on this pitch here at the Havana Resort, as Egypt now have a chance to break away as they latch onto a loose pass. Ball's played across the penalty area, but Rashid's alert to the danger and he launches a Qatar counter-attack. Switched out to this right-hand side, but Khalil just got that pass all wrong, much to the frustrations of Al Sayad. Had a 3-on-2 situation there, Qatar, and Al Sayad's just saying to his teammates, calm down, relax on the ball. As another opportunity goes begging. A cagey encounter, as you might expect. As I say, both teams with a lot on the line, both looking to register their first win of the Gulf Cup. Egypt just want their first goal. Played over to this right-hand side with Al Sayed. Puts his studs on the ball and turns back. Looking to build slowly here, Egypt, as they switch and try and work it through their right-hand touchline, but they've given it away again. And Qatar can come. Al Sayed takes his turn to play a loose ball. And Egypt can spin it clear, exchange passes and look to advance up the pitch before Qatar latch onto it once again, ever so quick on the press, Qatar. And they've earned themselves a free kick, which the Egyptian number 6, Akia, petulantly kicks away to stop them taking it quickly. A little bit of gamesmanship there, as Abdul Rahman comes across to take this one. Just one man in the wall for Egypt. You wouldn't say he's got the angle for a shot, but you never know in soccer. We've seen goals scored from the most acute of angles, but that would take some doing as he tries to roll it across the box. And it's cut out for a Qatari kick in. Just 2 minutes to go until the interval. Seen a couple of good saves from Rizk, but the only glaring chance of the game fell to Egypt. And that's good defending there from the Egyptian defender. He manages to get his body between ball and man and just nod it back to Rizk. And again, they look to build slowly, biding their time for an opening. Long ball cannoned up the pitch. And really to no one as Rashid just watches it past his post. We have seen a few teams try and deploy that long ball tactic. Not many have paid dividends so far. Has to be such an accurate pass to float one up these small pitches. And that's a neat ball to the back post. Chance! And a goal. Qatar have their opener. An incisive pass and the coolest of finishes. High fives from the bench. And Qatar have cut through Egypt like butter. It's the number 5, Al Abaidi, who collects the pass at the back post, opens up his body and slides it into the corner of the net. An excellent finish, made possible by the coolest of first touches. And Qatar have the opener. All of a sudden, things are looking perilous for Egypt. 4 goals conceded so far in this competition, and have yet to respond with one of their own. And it looks as if they'll be heading into the break in their second game 1-0 down. And as it stands, Qatar are heading to the top of Group A with Oman to play Iraq. After this one, shot comes in, blocked only as far as Abdul Rahman, who opens his body up and finds his teammate on the left-hand side. Again, dogged defending from Egypt, who look to use their frame to muscle Qatar off the ball, and there goes the half-time whistle. Qatar have the lead at the break. One moment of magic, one quality ball to the back post, and a finish to match. Mohamed Suleiman's going to have to try and pick his team up after that one. A sucker punch before the half-time interval. But still, they do trail. Qatar lead 1-0, and we'll be back for all the second half action after the break.
Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. So back and forth with the bullshit. I know I said it before, I don't mean it. It's been a while since I had your attention. So it might hurt to hit it. Dreams we had don't ever fall away. We can't leave them if we stay the same. And I can't do this for another day. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
Good evening. Nice to see you here in Soccer World Cup in Gulf here in Oman. I want to ask you about your feeling here, how you see this organization. And first of all, I want you to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Peter Spacey, Vice President of the ISF. So on behalf of the International Soccer Federation, we want to say thank you very much. We're very proud to have the #1 sports event company, Sports Makers, organise this the first Gulf Cup 2024, and we're so excited to see what they've got in store for us in Muscat for the World Cup in November later this year.
Thank you. And what about you? How you feel about the organization? And first time it's happened here in Oman, it's Soccer World Cup. Gulf, it is preparation for the final World Cup here, what will happen in end of the November.
It's been an excellent tournament so far. You know, Sports Makers have done a fantastic job in delivering such a fantastic event to the GCC region. We're all very excited to see Muscat and to be in there at the end of November. And in terms of the people from Salalah, the welcome that we have received has been really, really good, really warm, really welcoming. And I thought I would show my respects by paying that back by wearing traditional Omani dress. But yes, fantastic tournament. We're just sorry we won't be here to see it through to the final stages, and look forward to seeing everybody else in November in Muscat. Thank you.
Thank you. We are happy to hear from you this feedback. And actually, we have selected the location because one of the attractive location for all of the people internally and outside of Oman. With us, our CEO of Sport Makers, Walid Al-Abidani.
Yeah, so on behalf of all the organizing committee, I welcome also Pete and Steve here in Oman for the first time. And this is the beauty of our game, that we bring people from all over the world to the first time to the country. I think the World Cup will be something which will be experienced for the first time in the country and the region. Everyone is excited, and myself with the team from ISF, we are also working too hard to make it a special event in the history of soccer.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving us your time. And I hope everyone to enjoy this night, to see this match from with Qatar and Egyptian and the next matches. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to second half action here as Qatar take on Egypt in match day 2 of the Gulf Cup. A nice interview with the International Soccer Federation's Peter and Stephanie Spacey at the break, who are clearly enjoying the Omani hospitality. Of course, we saw yesterday on the opening day just how special preparations have been We were treated to all sorts of festivities, including freestyle soccer, a legends match, and even an appearance from Omani goalkeeper and former Premier League legend Ali Al-Habsi, who made over 130 appearances for his country. As we get back underway, Egypt trail 1-0. Header comes in, just wide of the post. Just a little bit too much space in the area there for Qatar's liking. But Rashid will be able to settle them back down and shift the ball over to Al-Shamari, who strides towards the halfway line. Plenty going on ahead of him, but it's well cut out by Egypt as they look to launch a counter-attack, but it breaks down before it can even start. Just a reminder of the temperature here in Salalah. The sun may have set, but it's still a blistering 26 degrees. Nothing in comparison to the Middle Eastern heat in the day, but still hot conditions for these players to be charging around a soccer pitch as Qatar look to break again, and that's a clumsy challenge. And one that looks to have caused the Qatari winger some discomfort. Just snapped into the side of his leg there, Shaheen. But again, a good display of sportsmanship as the two shake hands. Al-Abaidi it was on the receiving end of that. Fierce tackle. We see it again, just takes a neat touch and skips inside of him. And Shaheen bundled him over for a Qatar free kick. Works all the way back to Rashid. Neat ball through the centre of the pitch, but a loose touch is nodded away by Egypt. But Qatar mop up the danger and play it around the back. Of course, if the score does stay the same, all Egyptian eyes will be on Oman later on. Because if they win, Egypt could find themselves out of this competition before the final match day. They've still got 18 minutes here to find a route back in and breathe life into their Gulf Cup. As Qatar do well to cut out that incisive pass. Chipped over to Abdelhamid. Cuts inside. Looks to thread one through to Al-Adawi, but Rashid's alert to the danger and comes out and collects. Rolls out for Khalil. He'll just nudge one down the touchline and Egypt snap into the tackle and turn over possession. Flick round the corner. But the Qatari defender was alert to that one and just hammers it clear. No doubt Mohamed Suleiman would have hammered home the importance of this tie to his players at the break. As I say, they really need to produce something as the shot comes in. Just whistles past Rashid's post, but a nice early sign of intent from the Egyptians. As we've got a young fan there just enjoying the game that's playing out ahead of him. A few more fans have started to trickle into the purpose-built arena here in the Havana Resort in Salalah. Oman play next, so no doubt will be at capacity for that one. As Qatar have a chance to extend the lead. Shot comes in, bundled away, still there. Loose ball played back across the penalty area and Egypt can break, striding forward. Oman hunting in pack, strike comes in. It was Al Dean's wild effort that sailed over the bar, but just moments earlier they could have found themselves 2-0 down. Ritz just couldn't keep hold of a bobbling effort. And they were lucky that the Qatari ball only found the Egyptians' feet. Egypt hustling and harrying up front. Ball at the feet of Al Dean, whose loose pass is cut out. Both players fall to ground. Bit of a scrappy challenge, but after some confusion, it will be the Egyptians who get awarded the kick-in. Mansour gets us underway, but I think as subs were being made, the referee wants that one retaken. Al Dean, back to his keeper. Switched out to Al Shamari. Down the touchline for Qatar. Another loose touch sees the ball go out for an Egyptian kick-in. Early sparring between these two sides at the start of the second half. Of course, that lovely finish is the difference between them at the moment. Composed, calm. Just slotted it into the bottom corner, and Qatar looked like they would break again, but an intelligent piece of defending means Egypt will bring it away. Al-Din clips one forward. That's a good ball to the back post. A fine header, and it's off the post. Whiskers away there, Egypt, from the equaliser. An excellent ball by Al-Din, searching past to that far post. The header was a fine one. We'll just see the replay here. As I was saying earlier on, the long ball hasn't worked for too many teams so far in this Gulf Cup, but it certainly paid off there. And they were inches away from levelling the score. A heart-in-mouth moment for the Qataris there. Rashid was well beaten, and all he could do is just watch as the ball sailed past him and bounced off his post. That's a clever back heel. Chance for a shot. Shot does come in. And it'll be a corner. Well, in fact, it'll be a goal kick. Shaheen exchanging passes with his defender. Free kick awarded to Egypt. Rashid just commanding his ball. Three players stood over it. Officials just making sure they're happy with the setup, making sure that wall doesn't creep forward and try and steal some yards. Al-Din is lurking. And that's a wasteful pass. But Egypt do manage to steal it back. Chance for a shot. Shot does come in, and it's a wild one. Mansour just leant back, and it's a wild effort. See the scenes of frustration on the bench from the Egyptian players. They know that was an opportunity. They know how costly that could be in the overall picture of this tournament. Rashid clips one forward. Neat touch there from the Qatari, but Egypt read it well. They've got the ball back on their feet. Abdul Hamid switches play. A little bit more vigour to Egypt in these opening exchanges. As Shaheen puts his studs on the ball, rolls it back, not afraid to wait patiently until an opportunity to break forward presents itself, but it won't do with passes like that, or like that, as both sides carelessly give it back to one another. And Egypt will have the kick in. Well, as I say that, it'll be Qatar's turn to get the ball back in play. Sloppy touch, and Egypt still possession, surging forward, 2-on-1 situation here. Can they find an opening? Again, the first touch just let Shaheen down. They did everything right up until that pivotal moment. And once again, a loose pass hits that pressure release button, and Qatar will have a goal kick. Just need to find that final piece of quality, Egypt. But they've been far improved after the interval. As it's picked up by Al-Din, rolled into the centre of the pitch. And there could be a break on here for Qatar. 3 players surging towards goal. The Qatari forward puts his hand up to apologise to his teammates. He decided to go alone. He had options left and right. And it turned out to be a bad decision as he just slid that one past Ritzk's post. And will they come to regret that one? As it stands, Qatar will be rising to the top of Group A, but remember, Oman are still to play. The host will face Iraq in the last game of the day at 8:30 p.m. Iraq, of course, drew with Qatar yesterday, but for large spells they look the better side. Before Qatar were awarded the first soccer penalty of the tournament for a rather rash challenge from Iraq's goalkeeper, wiping out the Qatari forward. They will enjoy some possession here though, and that's a clever reverse ball at the feet of Siket. Baggy touch, but he manages to keep it in, does Siket, and he stands up his man before giving possession straight back to Egypt, who'll take this opportunity to surge forward. Shaheen's to the right, and that's the first yellow card of the tournament, and it's incensed the Egyptian. I'm not sure what the referee's seen. Mansour was surging forward, and he just looks to have chucked out an elbow, which the referee clearly wasn't too happy with. Just seeing again, this loose pass is picked off by Mansour, who strides forward, and yeah, you can see he chucks his elbow back there. A little bit naughty, and deservedly so. The first yellow card of the tournament is dished out, and the Qatari player is still on the surface, feeling the full effect of that one. Clearly taking the wind out of him. Just get another opportunity to see this one back. Silly there from Mansour. They're away. He had Shaheen to his right hand side. He'd beaten his man. All he had to do was keep his composure and find the pass. The adrenaline perhaps getting the better of him there. And we are now eventually back underway. And Qatar will have enjoyed that respite as the shot comes in. As I say, they'd have been under no rush to get this game back underway. They do hold a 1-goal lead. It would be their first win of the tournament, taking them to 4 points. Top of Group A. Loose touch there, picked off by the Qataris, who closed in like a pack of wolves as Khalil strides over the halfway line. Comes back inside to Al-Shamari. Clever ball round the corner. As Qatar move Egypt from left to right. Waiting for that gap to appear, and the shot will come in now. It's a fierce drive. Risk lost sight of it, and there's a second follow-up that just bounces off the chest of the Egyptian player. Qatar will have themselves a corner, but they almost have themselves a second. The ball just seemed to swerve in the air, and Ritzk in the Egyptian goal lost sight of it. Went one way and then threw his arms back the other to push that one away from his net. And Qatar will have a second corner in quick succession. They look to stamp their dominance on this one. Just see this strike again. A fierce effort. Followed up by a scuffed shot that was chested away by Abdul Hamid. Qatar looking to turn the screw and double their lead. Egypt still yet to find the back of the net in this Gulf Cup. And there's the second. The killer blow. And that could spell big trouble for Egypt. A devastating move from Qatar. Like I say, they were just shifting Egypt from left to right. Space at the back post for Al-Shamari. And he makes no mistake with the finish. He just sits Ricks down. And there's nothing the Egyptian keeper could do to keep that one out. Opened up his body and slotted one home as Egypt looked to quickly respond with a strike of their own, but again it sails past Rashid's post. A really smart finish that from Al-Shamari. Not always easy when the ball's running across you like that, but he made no mistake. Qatar 2-0 to the good. And they're looking for a third. Egypt have to act quickly now, just 5 minutes left on the clock. Neat 1-2, shot comes in, blocked by Qatar. They could have opted for a break, but they seem happy enough with their work so far, and they'll look to slow it down. The goal scorer Al Shamari exchanges passes with Khalil. This Qatari side is night and day from the one we saw in Essen last year. As I say, they lost all 3 games and were on the end of an absolute battering by England. 18-0 was the scoreline. But they've clearly gone away and done a lot of work, because we're seeing a much improved Qatar side at this Gulf Cup. And after their second game, it looks like they may well be heading for the World Cup in Oman. A chance of redemption. Frustrations here from the Egyptian players. Akia just venting at the official on the touchline. He knows what this could mean for Egypt, as I say. If Oman win later on against Iraq, that will dump the Egyptians out of the Gulf Cup before their final game, and that's a loose pass. Just 3.5 minutes remain, and it feels as if it would be a tall order for Egypt to claw themselves back into this one now. They haven't found the back of the net in almost 2 games of soccer at this Gulf Cup, and they'd have to do it twice in just 3 minutes if they wanted to salvage anything, as Qatar have another chance. Scuffed ball across the box is cut out, but they'll have themselves a kick in. Qatar want 3, and they may have 3. Great save there from Rizk, sparing Egypt's blushes as they charge forward. Work to the byline. Good block from the Qataris. Look how quickly they all rushed back and just herded around that ball. Ball in, Rashid claims. Bowls it out. They could sit on this Qatar, but they want another. Fine ball, and another great save from Rizk. That's 2 in quick succession from him. The Qataris could quite easily be 3 to the good here if it wasn't for Rizk's heroics. Clever pass to that back post and a slightly casual finish there from Saket. Just tried to tickle it past Rizk, who stuck out a leg and sent it over his crossbar. Corner taken short, scuffed effort, and Rizk will claim the loose pass. Egypt, can they get a consolation goal? Can they give themselves some hope? Again, Qatar just sit back in a bank of 5. Chipped ball, harmlessly out of play, and that pretty much sums up Egypt's Gulf Cup so far. They've lost that killer instinct that took them all the way to the round of 32 in Essen last year. And this could be a really damaging loss, and one that hugely dents their chances of returning to Oman come November 29th. But still they try. Shot comes in, and that's a great save from Rashid. Came through a crowd of bodies, he saw it late, but he managed to stretch a paw out and divert it over his crossbar. Corner for Egypt. A minute to go. We might have a tiny bit of added on time for that slight injury break. Chip towards the back post, heads go up. Just slightly too high for the Egyptian forward. Just another look at Rashid's save there. Flung himself at that ball. And here he is again with it at his feet this time. Played down the touchline. Al Said attempts to turn and wins Qatar a kick in, which there'll be in no rush to take. And why should they be? They've earned their 2-goal lead. 2 fantastic finishes. And that's a clever pass. And just at the vital moment, the Qatari forward loses footing and allows Ricks to place the ball down on the turf and look to spark something for Egypt. Striding over the halfway line, but their long ball just falls short. Qatar looking confident and composed in possession, just a couple of kick-ups there. Egypt look a beaten side, and they very almost are a beaten side. There's just seconds left on the clock. Strike comes in! Flies past the post. It was Khalifa who let off that ferocious drive. And we're in the dying moments now as Egypt look to conjure something. Fairly weak shot that doesn't trouble Rashid. And that should almost be that. As Rashid bowls it long. Good touch. Equally good challenge. Well, Egypt need the ball to be at the other end. And there goes the final whistle. A crushing defeat for Egypt. An excellent display from the Qataris, much improved from their draw with Iraq yesterday. 2 super composed finishes see them register their first win of the competition, and all Egyptian eyes will now be on Oman, because if they win, Egypt will find themselves out of the Gulf Cup on match day 2 with a game to play. Stick with us, we'll be bringing you all the action from Oman versus Iraq at 8:30 p.m. We'll be back very shortly.
مرحبا متابعينا الكرام. تنتهي إذن مباراة الشقيقين القطري والمصري بنتيجة 2-0. مباراة كانت متكافئة نوعا ما، ولكن خبرة المنتخب القطري حسمت الأمور. كابتن فهد، مبروك لكم الفوز.
الله يبارك فيك حبيبي. الحمد لله على النتيجة. أهم شيء اليوم هو الفوز، يعني بأي نتيجة أهم شيء نفوز اليوم، ناخذ 3 نقاط، أهم شيء هذا.
3 نقاط جدا مهمة بعد تعادلكم مع منتخب العراق. مباراتكم القادمة ربما ستكون هي الفيصل.
والله شوف، المباراة الجاية مع منتخب عمان. منتخب عمان إمكانيات ممتازة، يعني ممتازة حيل يعني، لكن احنا بالخبرة إن شاء الله. إن شاء الله مع المنتخب العمان نحسن نتأهل احنا ومنتخب العمان بإذن الله إن شاء الله.
بالتوفيق بالتوفيق كابتن فهد، شكرا لك.
وياك حبيبي، واشكر الجمهور على الحضور.
كابتن تعال. ما شاء الله شباب.
ايش قلت له؟
لا يقول له
عليكم مبارك. هو دائما من يعصب.
طيني. طبعا معنا الكابتن الكبير جفار راشد، ما شاء الله بعده شباب. اليوم ما شاء الله خط ضارب رايح جاي. مبروك لك، مبارك لكم الفوز كابتن جمال.
الله يبارك فيك، وهارد لك اخواننا المصريين، ادوا مباراه حلوه. في الاخير هذه كره قدم فيها فوز وخساره. لعبتنا نازلين المباراه وطموحهم الفوز، وهذا اللي حصل من بدايه المباراه، وهم لاعبين بتركيز عالي وبتكتيك معين. فالحمد لله قدرنا نطبق وقدرنا نفوز، وفوز مهم. نتمنى احنا الافضل ايضا في المباريات القادمه. نتمنى يعني ولو ان هي بتكون صعبه، لكن نتمنى يعني صحيح احنا اعدادنا بسيط، لكن الخبره موجوده وعنصر الشباب موجود، الاثنين موجود. فان شاء الله نتمنى التوفيق في المباريات الجايه ان شاء الله.
مباراتكم الجايه مع المنتخب العماني تتشابه مع مباراتكم مع العراق، لانهم شباب صغار ومتدربين كويس. عديتوا العده لمباراه المنتخب العماني؟
نعم. في نقطة بعد، الصراحة لعبتنا الشباب ما قصروا اليوم، أدوا مباراة حلوة. جفال ما نزل إلا دقيقتين، يعني هاي اللي قدرنا عليه، 3 دقائق. الحمد لله بالخبرة فزنا. مثل ما ذكرت المنتخب العماني طبعا له صولات وجولات، وطبعا في بطولة سوكا أعتقد أقدم منا، وعنده دوري سوكا ولا لحد الآن ما قام، بس عنده منتخب. ومعظمهم لعيبه، معظمهم لعيبه انديه، فمن خلالهم من خلال الانديه مسوين منتخب، ف وصغار بالعمر، فعندهم مستقبل. وشفت اول مباراه لهم ما شاء الله يعني مستوى، وكانوا عندهم في بطوله في اوروبا اعتقد قبلها صح. فالفريق ما شاء الله عليه، ان شاء الله ان احنا نقدر نجاريه بالخبره، بالخبره نحاول ان احنا نجاريه بالخبره.
شكرا كابتن، وموفقين باذن الله.
وياك ان شاء الله.
شكرا جزيلا كابتن. ايضا معنا لاعب المنتخب المصري، قدمت مباراه كبيره ايضا، ما حالفكم الحظ في هذه المباراه والمباراه الماضيه، واعدادكم ايضا كان بسيط.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أنا بس عايز أشكر بصراحة اللجنة المنظمة للبطولة على المجهود الكبير جدا 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 اللي هم عاملينه. بصراحة حاجة تشرف وحاجة جميلة، وعلى أرض السلطنة الجميلة وأجواء حلوة، ده بداية. والحمد لله قدر الله ما شاء فعل على النتيجة. عملنا اللي علينا، استعداد مش أحسن حاجة، وقت قصير. بشكر اللعيبه وبشكر الجهاز الفني، وان شاء الله القادم افضل ان شاء الله
باذن الله. اتوقع لكم القادم افضل والاهتمام اكثر بالسوكا
ان شاء الله رب العالمين. واحنا خدنا طبعا فكره قوانين البطوله وكده، فده بالنسبه لنا مكسب كبير. بنلعب فرق كبيره، فرق جاهزه بدنيا وفنيا، بيتجمعوا من فترات طويله، بيلعبوا مع بعض فتره طويله، بيقعدوا مع بعض فتره طويله، فواضح الانسجام وواضح التجانس ما بينهم. وان شاء الله رب العالمين احنا بالنسبه لنا طبعا في عناصر كتير غايبه، فان شاء الله رب العالمين القادم بالنسبه لنا افضل ان شاء الله، وحظ موفق للجميع ان شاء الله رب العالمين.
شكرا لك.
شكرا يا كابتن.
شكرا. كابتن سيف.
يعرب
انا افهمك سيف ابو سلطان.
ايش اللي انا وش
عادي، ترى نحن على الهواء. يلا تعال هنا احسن. زين، معنا ابو سلطان. ابو سلطان، عندنا الان مباراه جدا مهمه مع المنتخب العراقي، واتوقع انه هذه اليوم مباراه القمه لهذا اليوم. عادين العده لهذه المباراه.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، نشكركم على اللقاء. المباراه نفس المباراه الماضيه، يعني مثل ما يقول لك ستيب باي ستيب، نمشي مرحله بعد مرحله ان شاء الله نوصل الى الهدف. والاستعداد يعني تقريبا من قبل اسبوع استعدينا للبطوله. وايضا باذن الله المنتخب العراقي منتخب مش سهل. احنا شاهدنا المباراه الماضيه، فريق متمرس في هذه الملاعب، عندهم دوري ما شاء الله عليه. فان شاء الله المنتخب العماني او الفريق العماني باذن الله بيقدم المطلوب وبيشرف الحضور اللي موجود هنا ان شاء الله. ونتمنى الفريقين التوفيق.
نلقاك بعد المباراه ان شاء الله.
الله يحفظك. شكرا.
كابتن ناظر. كابتن ناظر. يا كابتن، امس قلت
عمان وانا هناك بالاردن، هو يروح لعمان. فريق عمان.
عمان. الكابتن ناظم شاكر مدرب المنتخب العراقي، خسرتوا 3 نقاط بنقطة واحدة في المباراة الماضية، كنتوا قريبين من الفوز. اليوم تلعبوا مع المنتخب العماني، قمة هذا اليوم بالتأكيد.
تعرف انت المضيف يكون فارغ يعني بصراحة. ومباراتنا الأولى أصحاب دوري بالدوري، يعني مو منتخب وطني. تعرف المنتخبات مو مثل الأندية بصراحة، منتخبات يكون اللاعب رتم عالي. تعرف مباراتنا مع قطر كسبنا نقطة واحدة، اليوم مباراتنا تعتبر مصيرية بصراحة. واحنا شفت اللاعبين عازمين، وإن شاء الله الفوز، ومثل ما يقول عادين العدة، ونتمنى التوفيق للفريقين.
دائما المنتخبات العراقية إن كان في المراحل السنية أو في السداسيات عند الروح القتالية العالية في الملعب، وهذا ما شاهدناه في المباراة الماضية. اليوم
مو اكو شغله بالعراق، احنا دورينا مستمر بالعراق اكثر من 20 فريق، فمن تستمر بهيك مثل 20 فريق وتستقطب لاعبين، اكيد لاعبين يصيرون موهوبين، وهذا شوف احنا هسه منتخب العراق يفرق عن المنتخبات الاخرى صح؟ يعني اكو بعض المنتخبات يعني ما عادين مثل يقول عده، احنا لا بالعكس عادين عده ومستقطبين لاعبين، ودا نشوف اللاعبين جيدين جدا بصراحه. واحنا متفائلين اليوم بالفوز ان شاء الله.
ان شاء الله بالتوفيق للفريقين، نلتقي بعد المباراه ان شاء الله.
ان شاء الله الجميع حبيبي شكرا.
الكرام اهلا وسهلا بكم. هنا من هذا الملعب ستنطلق غدا بطولة سوكا لسداسية كرة القدم لدول الخليج العربية. هذه البطولة تقام لأول مرة بشكل رسمي في الشرق الأوسط.
Coming up next, it's match 7 in the Gulf Cup. It's Oman taking on Iraq. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. As I said, a potential game of the tournament coming up just around the corner. It's Oman taking on Iraq. We'll be right with you. Kick-off just moments away. We'll be bringing you the teams and full commentary when the game commences in just a few minutes' time. Three minutes into this game then, Oman 0, Iraq 0. One of the biggest games of the tournament, brought to you live.
أحمد هو من يفتتح التسجيل. البديل أحمد يسجل الهدف الأول للمنتخب العماني. إذا عمان تتقدم، عمان تسجل الهدف الأول لمصلحة منتخبنا الوطني. الأولى برفقة المنتخب القطري بمباراة افتتاحية استمتع بها الجميع. أجواء جميلة نعيشها هنا في محافظة ظفار، وبالتحديد في هوانا صلالة، في هذا المنتجع الجميل والأنيق الذي يستقطب العديد والعديد من الوفود السياحية طوال العام. إلى ركلة التماس لمصلحة المنتخب العراقي الذي يسابق الزمن من أجل تسجيل هدف العودة، من أجل العودة إلى المباراة بتسجيل هدف التعادل. سالم فيصل يجليها لكل لاعبي منتخبنا الوطني يتواجدون في أماكنهم. طالت جميلة الفكرة الماضية، لكن طالت الكرة الماضية وتحولت إلى خارج أرضية الملعب. كنا نتكلم عن التغطية الإعلامية الكبيرة اللي رافقت هذه البطولة. للأمانة شفنا انطلقت من أمام بحر العرب، وبالتحديد من مدينة صلالة. إذا الكرة إلى خارج أرضية الملعب، إلى ركلة تماس مصلحة الأحمر العماني. هذا اللقاء اللي راح بعون الله يتكرر يوم الخميس القادم، لكن هنا رأسية يوم الخميس القادم. اليوم في أراضي عمانية، لكن الخميس القادم سيكون في الأراضي العراقية الشقيقة الحبيبة. إذا الركنية لمصلحة منتخبنا الوطني، الركنية من العريمي مرسولة، والبحث عن الشامسي مع الكرة، استلام دخل فيها، رجع فيها للخلف المعتصم.
So then 26 minutes gone, just over that in this game. Oman lead by 1-0. The hosts on the back of a dominant performance and an impressive performance in the Euro Cup over in Moldova not so long ago, looking to assert that dominance here in the inaugural Gulf Cup. And Iraq looking to make a statement by beating the favourites. They'll have to score at least one if they want to get back into this game. Iraq impressing already so far this tournament. They are one of the top teams in the region, as are many of the competitors here. These really are the best teams from the Gulf. I mentioned Iraq's strong start. They started with a 1-1 draw against Qatar. We've seen what they were capable of in the game they played against Egypt, emerging as 2-0 victors in that one. They've got a bit of work on their hands here. As I said, Oman certainly one of the favourites, and that fact only became more true after seeing how they performed in the Euro Cup. Plenty of stars in that Euro Cup. Al Haddad, the number 6 at the back for Oman, one of those. Won the ball back there for Oman. And they'll get moving forward. Here's Fadil, the star man, picking it up once again, and a little bit of back and forth there, but it will be on a man ball, and it will be Fadil to get things back underway. He is the player they'll want to get the ball to as much as possible. And that looks to be a nasty one in the middle, and we will see a yellow card. Haven't seen too many of those this tournament. I think only one, in fact, in the previous game. That is a 2-minute sin bin in soccer. So Oman will be reduced, and Iraq will absolutely have an opportunity to find an equaliser. This is the moment where you need to capitalise. 2 minutes, a man advantage. To the byline it goes as we see a replay. But Iraq are on the attack. A lovely bit of skill into the area and a fantastic save from Hisham. The big number 1 in the Oman goal. A huge reason why they did so well in that Euro Cup run. Finishing in that 3rd place playoff, unable to get the medal. But still in the lead here as Hisham dives on another shot. That looked like a dangerous challenge. Every right to go for the ball though. Speaking of star men, here's one for Iraq. Abdul Wahab to the byline, another good shot. They're looking dangerous here. The best spell for Iraq since the game kicked off is now. And here's the opportunity to equalise. Left-footed, and it wasn't far away. Well, the alarm bells are ringing for the boys in red. And certainly for that man. Hisham grateful to send one long, I think. Just need to get their foot on the ball. Oman, they haven't managed to do so in the last couple of minutes. Al Haddad doing his best to win it further up the field, but he'll have to drop back now. Tauma to Abdul Wahab, plays the 1-2 with Tauma. Going wide, the dynamic duo linking up and creating a chance. Another one for Iraq. And another save for Hisham. Al Haddad switching the play. That's a beautiful ball through the middle. One-on-one chance, surely a second, it is. And just like that, a knife through butter. Oman double their lead. Superb play. Al-Shamsi with the goal. And just as Iraq have their best period of pressure for the entire game, from back to front, Oman score their second. Wonderful footwork to take it round the keeper. Nothing Hashim could do. And now they have a mountain to climb. How about that for a ball? And how about that for keeping your head under pressure? 2 goals the difference then. Just under 8 minutes to go. World Cup qualification is on the line, of course, as the hosts. Oman will already be there. Although they would have qualified actually through their Euro Cup run. That's how good it was. Reinforcements arriving. They've got a cushion, but if you didn't see Iraq's game yesterday, they are absolutely capable of creating chances. And that number 11 at the bottom of your screen is usually where they come from. Here he is, Al-Mashiki, onto his left foot, jabs it forward. Again though, a solid defence from Oman. Al-Mashiki dropping deep again. Abdul Wahab out wide. And they've won it back once again, Oman. Happy to counter-attack, really. If Iraq are going to get any goals, it will come from their number 11, Ali Taha. Saw him yesterday. Absolutely a creative player for them at the very least. His clinicalness up for debate. But it will be those two who they'll turn to. They might need to score 4 if they're going to win, because Oman have another. And how about that for a volley? Oman extend their lead once again. And you'd have to say, with just over 7 minutes to go, that is job done. They won their opening game 3-0. It looks as though they'll win this one by at least a 3. And it looks as though it was a half volley in the end. Just sat up perfectly for him. And it was in the back of the net before the keeper could even react. Well, they're going to need 3 goals, Iraq, and they're going to need them quickly. Tauma switching the play. And Oman very keen to get substitutions on. They'll be looking to protect that lead. Al Haddad back to his goalkeeper. Well, Hisham can be proud of how he kept his side in the game when they went down because of that sin bin. But in the end, this worked out rather nicely for them. 2 quick goals. And they look far more comfortable now. On the attack though, here comes Iraq, left-footed, and it's gone out for a kick-in. Just snatched at it ever so slightly there. And Hisham will be happy to get his hands on it. Just under 5 minutes remain. Is there a twist in the tail? It would have to be a big one. A huge turnaround. Right now, Oman certainly looked the most composed. Back up to a full contingent and in search of more goals, and they might get one here, if not for that magnificent save. Ahmed Hashem almost turning his back on the shot. Got something on it. And he did enough. Tauma lays it off to the near side. Mawat to the byline. Happy to concede the kick in there, I think. Not long to go. Well, it was a big challenge tonight for both of these sides. Oman facing a determined Iraq side eager to upset the favourites. And of course Iraq knew what they were up against, a well-organised and very confident Oman side. The stakes, of course, big for both, as Oman, the host of this tournament and the host of the World Cup, will want to really win everything all the way to the final of the World Cup if they could. And the stakes couldn't be higher for Iraq. They need to be one of the top 4 finishers in order to qualify, and they've given it away to Iraq, and that might be, if not just a consolation, perhaps the spark that Iraq needed. From nowhere, Hussein Tauma taps one in. And is there a glimmer of hope from Iraq? We were saying, just as the goal went in, the stakes couldn't be higher. World Cup qualification is on the line. They need to get out of the group. They've got one draw. Can they salvage another draw here? And it would make a big difference, and it would make a big difference to a few other teams as well, namely Egypt. Just over 2 minutes. A goal a minute. And they've got themselves a draw. They'll have to build from the back. Just slipped there as he shot. Abdul Wahab did well, actually, receiving the ball, as we see another replay of the goal. The danger man linking up again. Ali Taha, we mentioned him. And then the latest shot coming from Abdul Wahab. Those really are the danger men for Iraq. They'll feel hard done by to be this far behind. On the counter once again, Oman. Looked as though that was a layoff to Fadil. Hadn't quite caught up with the play, should we say. Marta. Chipped over the top but headed away. Ali Taha. Abdul Wahab onto his left foot. Squeezed through the gap, but didn't bring the ball with him. Fadil, good strength from him. Just trying to stab one through the lines. As the reinforcements arrive for the final minute. Is all hope lost as another shot goes in? This was a real trait of their play yesterday. They were able to create chances at ease, and the creativity in that midfield is fantastic. The midfield duo of Marta and Tauma. It's just the clinicalness that they're missing. That ability to stick the ball in the back of the net more often than not. And that will be a foul. Abdul Wahab there, just a little bit too keen. He knows they're pressed for time. Free kick then on the edge of the area. Right-footed effort from the goal scorer. And it is wide. Is there time for one more counter-attack? Perhaps goal difference will come into play after tomorrow's games. Out wide it goes. Taha beats one, beats another, gets a shot away. Cuts in with such venom, Ali Taha. Hussein Tauma into the middle. One back, a beautiful back heel. Gives them the space to counter-attack here. Surely a goal. It looked as though there was a push in the back there. The referees wave it away. The supporting attacker couldn't catch up, but matters not for Oman. They take home their second victory of the tournament as the hosts. They are of course the favourites, looking to repeat their success in the Euro Cup over in Moldova, and so far so good. It was a tightly contested affair for the majority of that game, only really opening up after a yellow card for Oman. Incited Iraq into perhaps pushing players up the field a little bit more. And next thing they knew, Oman had found the space, counter-attacked effectively, and scored two more. In the end, it finishes here, Oman 3, Iraq 1. So then, what a day of football we've had here at the Soccer Gulf Cup in Salalah. We've just wrapped up an exciting round of matches. Yemen secured a 1-0 win over Kuwait in a tightly contested games before Qatar beat Egypt. And of course, we've just seen the hosts winning their second game of the tournament, scoring another 3 goals in that one. The road to the 2024 Soccer World Cup continues tomorrow, with 3 more intriguing fixtures. Iraq will take on Egypt in what promises to be a captivating encounter indeed. Qatar will face the hosts Oman, and Kuwait will go up against the UAE in another must-watch game. Stay tuned for more action across the Soccer Gulf Cup. See you tomorrow.
وان شاء الله المركز الاول باذن الله تعالى. اليوم قدمتوا لعب تكتيكي افضل من المباراه الماضيه، وهذا دليل على انكم ان شاء الله راح تتقدموا ستيب باي ستيب، بيكون مستواكم افضل. وش كان تركيزكم اليوم في الملعب؟
والله تركيزنا اول شيء على الفوز، لان الفريق العراقي ما شاء الله عليهم بدنيا ومهاريا زينين، فحاولنا ندافع نمتص اول شيء طاقتهم، والحمد لله ربنا وفقنا.
موفق كابتن، ان شاء الله المباراه الجايه يكون مستواكم افضل، وبالتوفيق الى الكاس ان شاء الله.
ان شاء الله ان شاء الله كابتن، مشكور حبيبي.
بسم الله توكلنا على الله، لونك يا العماني في الساحه يا محلى. بسم الله توكلنا على الله على الله، في الساحه يا محلى.
ايضا اعطينا الكاميرا. ايضا نلتقي مع مدير فريق المنتخب العراقي الشقيق كابتن حيدر. مستوى مفاجئ اليوم.
لا بالعكس، الفريق العماني فريق جدا محترم وجدا ممتاز، ولعبوا بروحيه جدا عاليه، وفريقنا همينه كان كلش يؤدي صحيح، بس هي كره القدم تعتمد على جزئيات بسيطه، وهالجزئيات صارت من عندها الاهداف. بس المباراه كانت ممتعه، والفريقين يستاهلون اي شيء كان يعني بالمستقبل ان شاء الله. فريقين شابين بالاعمار، كلهم ان شاء الله لهم النجاح لكأس العالم اذا الله راد، واتمنى لكم التوفيق والتوفيق للمنتخب للمباراه القادمه.
باذن الله موفقين ان شاء الله في المباراه القادمه.
الله يسلمك.
شجاعه. تعال اعطيني الكابتن ناظم مدرب المنتخب العراقي. شوف المباراه ممتعه جدا، من افضل مباراه في البطوله الى الان. مستوى المنتخب العراقي كان ايضا قوي في منتصف الشوط الثاني، انتم ضغطتوا جدا على المنتخب العماني. عندك المايك.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مبروك منتخب المضيف. هي كرة القدم، لازم تؤمن بالفوز والخسارة. فريق لعب وخسر، وأنا عندي ثقة بلاعبيني. عندنا يعني مباراة أخرى مع مصر إن شاء الله نعوض بيها، والتوفيق للجميع. عندك سؤال آخر؟
شكرا.
العراقي عادي، أي سؤال طبيعي، ما عندي مشكلة.
بنشوفكم ان شاء الله بمستوى رائع مع المنتخب المصري باذن الله تعالى.
تعرف انت ما حالفنا الحظ، هم الحظ. شفت اكثر من تقريبا 5 كرات ضاعت، وبالاخير الجول اجى يعني بوقت غير مناسب صراحه. تدري الفريق اذا خسران 3 ويجي جول وباقي دقيقه، ما ممكن هيش بالكره القدم.
موفقين ان شاء الله، موفقين. شكرا.
نشوفكم بخير حبيبي.
توكلنا على الله، دونك يا العماني في الساحه يا محلاه.
شيخي
توكلنا على الله على الله.
عادل المشيخي. ايضا عندنا نجم من نجوم منتخبنا في هذه البطوله، عادل المشيخي. مبروك لكم الفوز اليوم.
الله يبارك فيك، وشكرا على هذه الاستضافه قناه النادي. اول شيء مجهوداتكم كبيره وتغطيتكم واضحه للجميع. بالنسبه للمباراه، الفريق الحمد لله اليوم كان احسن عن المباراه الماضيه. ما ننسى الفريق تجمع يمكن اخر يومين قبل بدايه البطوله، بس الحمد لله اليوم اثبت الفريق العماني انه جاي يحقق اللقب ان شاء الله.
اليوم وضح تماما في المنتخب عوضا عن المباراه الماضيه انه لعب تكتيكيا بشكل افضل. المساحات الضيقه استغلها بشكل جيد، تبديلات كان في وقت جيد، وتبديلات كان في مكان، يعني اللعب اليوم كان انظف من المباراه الماضيه بكثير.
يمكن الكثير حتى من مشاركه مولدوفا جالسين ينتقدوا الجانب التكتيكي، فاليوم التكتيك في عالم كرة القدم مش سهله. السداسيات والسوكا اصعب من الملعب الكبير. انت اليوم محتاج في كل ثانيه كوره عندك او الكوره عليك، فلازم كثير تحرك. الفريق كان محتاج انسجام اكثر، يحتاج تجمع اقل شيء شهر عشان نوصل لنسبه 50%. نحن نتكلم عن يومين، في لاعبين وصلوا يوم اول يوم من البطوله. والحمد لله بالنسبه لهذه الظروف الحمد لله يعتبر فريق جيد قدم، والمدرب جالس الجهاز الفني والاداري يوم عن يوم بصماتهم توضح، وان شاء الله الفريق يوم عن يوم تكتيكيا وفنيا والنتائج بتكون افضل.
موفقين ان شاء الله في المباراه القادمه وفي البطوله وفالكم الكاس ان شاء الله.
ان شاء الله، وجزاكم الله خير.
توكلنا على الله، دونك يا العماني في الساحه يا محلاه. بسم الله توكلنا على الله على الله. يا العماني في الساحه يا محلاه. اكتب التاريخ سطر، كلنا للاحمر، ويا كاتب التاريخ لا 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 لا، هات الدفاتر هات. واحد ولا اله الا الله يا شباب الاحمر يا الله. واحد ولا اله الا الله يا شباب الاحمر يا الله. يا شباب عمان يا الله. يا شباب الاحمر يا الله. سمينا بسم الله توكلنا على الله، دونك يا العماني في الساحه يا محلاه. بسم الله توكلنا على الله على الله. اكتب التاريخ سطر، كلنا للاحمر، ويا كاتب.
ايضا اليوم تألق نجم اخر حتى في المباراه الماضيه. عندنا حارسين رائعين حقيقه، بس اليوم هشام الوهيبي قدم مباراه جميله. هشام اول شيء مبارك لكم الفوز.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. شكرا على هذا اللقاء. الله يبارك فيك والحمد لله على كل حال. التألق ما بس من الحارس، من المجموعة كامل. دافعنا مع بعض واستغلينا الفرص اللي جتنا، يعني سواء من تكتيك المدرب أو من المرتدات، فالحمد لله.
اللعب التكتيكي اليوم عند المنتخب واضح، يعني كان اكثر من المباراه الماضيه. يمكن هذا يعزو الى انكم انتم اساسا تجمعكم كان في وقت ضيق قبل البطوله، يمكن تحتاجوا وقت اطول في المسابقات القادمه.
طبيعي مثل ما تفضلت، مباراة من مباراة راح نتحسن إن شاء الله وراح نكون أفضل، بما أن تجمعنا كان في فترة بسيطة. فأنت شفت المباراة الماضية كان التجانس أقل، الحين المباراة الثانية كان التجانس أفضل، فإن شاء الله المباراة القادمة أفضل وأفضل
بإذن الله. طموحكم إلى سوكا كأس العالم؟
بإذن الله تعالى، من ما يتمنى يمثل السلطنة في كأس العالم.
حقيقة تستاهلوا كوكبة جميلة ويمكن ما تتكرر مرة ثانية. نتمنى لكم التوفيق في المباراة القادمة وفالكم الكاس إن شاء الله.
بإذن الله تعالى. أشكرك على هذا اللقاء وشكرا.
شكرا جزيلا.
والله العماني يلا قولوا ما شاء الله، يلا شجعوا يلا والمعين الله والله
كذا متابعين قناة النادي، نأتي اليوم إلى ختام اليوم الثاني من البطولة بعد مباريات رائعة اختتمت بتقدم أو فوز منتخبنا الوطني على المنتخب العراقي الشقيق ب3 أهداف لهدف. نلتقيكم غدا في تغطية اليوم الثالث بإذن الله. قناة النادي.
الملاعب طربانة يا لا يا لا يا لا.